I think we can all agree that 2024 Magic Kingdom will be up based on the crowds of people coming to see the Country Bears re-theme.
Oh, mother!
No, the line.
You're never getting invited back.
He's put the fire on everybody so far. I mean, I don't see why you get to decide.
Welcome, Walt Disney World fans, to another episode of the Notcast, presented by NotClub33.com. This week, Chris Dahl is back with us again, and we're talking park attendance. It's not what you think. My name is Steve Rhodes. With me, it's Pat Neistat.
What's up?
Becky Wells.
Hey.
The aforementioned Chris Dahl.
Hey, everybody.
And the Disney Syndicate's Bobby Burchens.
Did you guys know that the ancient Egyptians were a thing in an empire when the last woolly mammoth died?
Huh.
You know, I'm just going to go ahead and
freaks
say
me the
something,
fuck
Bobby. I've heard you spit this fact out before. Just want to let you know.
Oh,
There was
man.
It's not
nothing
original.
about grammar.
Did
Where's
he
the
do this
grammar?
on his show?
He has.
Guess who won't be looking that up to link the episode in the description below? You guys can go
Hey, gotta
search
do better,
Cynics on
Bobby.
Disney podcast playlist and
All
find
right,
it.
I promise you. I've got another one.
Chris, thanks for joining us again. We won't make you go first this week again, so. And we do appreciate we do appreciate your
That's an awkward
contributions
pause.
from last. Well, yeah, I mean,
What I
We
bring,
appreciate your contribution.
I can bring. Bobby brings the interrobang and the I bring awkward pauses and talking over people. So you're welcome, everyone.
and the mutual love for St. Louis sports, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Blues.
Yes.
So it's 4-on-3 today versus Bobby. Yeah. But by the airing of this show, the Braves are probably qualified for the playoffs, and the Cardinals are
Maybe.
probably eliminated.
Yeah.
We have a hockey team though. Bobby,
I have a hockey team.
the statistics are out from 2023 for park attendance. The Disney parks, much to your chagrin, probably did better than you thought. Universal, Florida especially, is not where you'd think it would be. What say you? What do you make of this?
So a couple things here. If I have to do the serious analytical thing for a second, sure, I can do that. It's nowhere near the 2019 numbers that I think everybody is aspiring to get back to, where Magic Kingdom was easily raking in 20 plus million visitors per year. So comparatively speaking, from years past, their parks attendance still is significantly down. However, up 3.4%, I think, for Magic Kingdom, a little bit in that same kind of ballpark. For Animal Kingdom, it looks like Epcot got a big bump. Good for them, I guess. I don't know why people are coming to see Epcot.
Guardians.
Honestly. I mean, still, like, it's not that great.
Alcohol.
It's good. It's good, but it's not good enough for like the whole park ticket. Anyway, don't waste a full day park ticket on Epcot. Love you, Epcot. Yeah, I'm there with it. I think the next big boom is going to come with Epic Universe, because no matter what, nobody does like a rare, or I should say rare is it that folks do a Universal only stay. They
Right.
usually either do Disney only or they pair it with a part Disney, part Universal trip. So I expect to see the numbers boost up again next year. But then again, we also have been seeing earnings reports saying that park attendance is down even more this year. So yes, last year is up a little bit, but I have no idea where this is going to go, except I think it might go down overall in 2024.
I think it's a tough. I think it's a tough call for 2024 because we're getting mixed reviews and nothing new has opened besides what Tiana and was new. However, to your point, Bobby, what's the 17 or what is it, 17 million at Magic Kingdom? Is that right?
17.72 million.
So they're still the number one park in the world. And that means everybody's attendance has not recovered. So I think the whole narrative that we've been hearing about Disney's, fucking up their park attendance and blah 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 blah. The reality is that everybody's park attendance is down, and if 17 million is still leading, and that's the Disney park, I mean,
I have a counter to that. And my biggest counter to that is that people still have that Americana vision of Disney. And so if you are going to pick one, you're probably going to pick Magic Kingdom over Universal almost every time, I think.
But Universal's not even on the first page for Universal Florida. It's not even on the first page.
Yeah,
it's not even top 10. So
why I'm saying
worldwide.
Yeah. Well, worldwide,
American
sure,
parks,
but
it doesn't.
By the way, it's number 7 if you really look at the list. But whatever, it's fine. No, I just think that because we're not seeing those strong numbers, we're out of the pandemic. We're out of the reason why people stop traveling. In fact, we're past the revenge travel point as well. So
I agree with that.
If it's not getting back up to that level, yes, they've done something to damage their reputation significantly as a park because it hasn't bounced back up to that previous high.
So what did you say for the other parks that aren't Disney parks that are on this list that aren't catching up to it?
I think Disney drives this industry, and if they're down, then you're not going to also go to Universal or perhaps go more for Universal. You might try instead going to the beach. You might go skiing instead or do a national parks trip. You might do something completely different if you're not doing Disney, and you wouldn't pair that necessarily then with a SeaWorld if you're going to also be in Orlando. Why not? That's why I think it's driving the whole of the industry. So yeah, when Disney's down, everybody's down.
So
I got that would mean they're still the leader.
I don't know. I feel like that's just on the North America one though. I feel like the world list, like if we're looking worldwide, that's not the same argument. Is all
worldwide. Magic Kingdom is the number one park, and they have an increase in attendance, and they're the number one park. That's the facts.
I'm just saying, like
number 2 is Disneyland.
Universal's not on the worldwide, and it didn't. None of those other parks.
Universal Japan.
But we keep hearing that, especially domestically, that Disney World, especially Disney World, is on this decline. But when we look at the actual facts of the situation, nobody's reached where they were, and Disney still tops. So when you look at that type of thing, Chris, as somebody that owns at Saratoga Springs and buys into Disney Vacation Club and visits these parks, what do you make of all the hullabaloo about Disney isn't doing this or isn't doing that? And then you look at these numbers and you're like, wait a second, are we crazy?
I mean, I think part of it is driven by choices that Disney made. If you compare, Bobby mentioned 2019, the price has gone up 50% in that time. And now you've got to add in the extras on top of it to get your value. Mm-hmm. You're adding in now the lightning lane, the multi-park lightning lane, all this stuff. And I mean, in one way, it makes it more enjoyable when you're there. The summer used to be packed, and it's not packed anymore. Right. Now it's mostly packed in the nicer times of year when it's not quite as brutal. But it's a hell of a lot more expensive. And they also downgraded annual passes, became really expensive, harder to get. They discontinued them for a while. I mean, I think all of that adds to these numbers where they wanted single guests. They wanted people making once every 5-year trips. It lowers the attendance in the parks, but they're still making more per guest. And that ends up driving. I mean, again, it's still the most popular. But I think what we're seeing now is with Epic Universe coming, they know they've got to invest. They've got to start building new parks. I mean, the biggest gainer was Epcot because they built in Epcot. They added Remy's, they added Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's what drives this stuff. And that's why people come back. The people that aren't crazy like us that come back anyway, those other people come for new attractions.
I would also say that that 3 of you guys are locked in pretty much. I mean, you almost have to use your points to come to a Disney resort of some kind when you're doing a DVC state. Yes, yeah, you can theoretically exchange them for other points elsewhere.
Sell them to Steve.
Yeah, you could also do that. But like point
before.
being though, you are kind of locked in that sense. You don't have that opportunity to say, well, now I'm going to yank my money and take it elsewhere. I've already spent 20 grand on this contract that I'm locked into for 25 years.
I already made my money back easy on that.
But but I think the reality is no one on this panel is the average park guest. We can all agree there. Okay. Yeah. So we aren't the average park guest. Yeah, we're going to go, but we keep hearing that, this sucks, or what, but if it does, then how are they continuing to lead? Like Pat, I mean, what do you think as somebody that is into the markets and knows how these things work, and you see the fluctuations and the ebb and flow of things? Why is that?
So what I want to key on what Chris said is that I think the price has gone up and attendance has gone down. And I think that has been purpose from the Disney company, because the parks were way overcrowded. So they found a way, well, if we can drive up the price and we're going to have less people in the parks, because that's what everybody wanted. Oh, it's too many people in the parks. So they drove up consumer spending, and this is why we're at where we are.
Yeah, but you can see the park attendance. Magic Kingdom's the smallest park by far, right? And then you look at all the other parks on the list worldwide, globally, larger parks. How does Magic Kingdom continue to pull in more people than parks that have more capacity? Like, that's where
I think it's confusing. I think it's nostalgia. I think people want to go to Magic Kingdom. It's for a long time. It's been one of the most visited places on the earth. On Earth,
it's a rite of passage too. I mean, for God's sake, they made the movie Vacation based off of basically a trip to Disney World, driving from the West Coast.
But I also want to notice, like, if you look at all the places that have attendance up, what is the common thread? Are the new attractions the common thread? So, in Japan, it's Nintendo Land. In Hollywood, Universal Hollywood, it's Nintendo Land. And it's IP. IP is driving all these numbers up. People want to see. They want to see
the things they recognize.
Past, they want to see the stuff that they see on TV, and they want to experience it. Like Hollywood Studios, that was up a couple of years ago because of Galaxy's Edge. Look at Epcot. That's Remy, and it's Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what's driving this stuff. So. And look at the future of the Disney parks. You got Cars coming, the Frontierland. You got Monsters Inc. coming. That's going to drive attendance for years to come.
Hard to disagree with, Becky.
I'm not disagreeing, luckily.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I think all of my points were everything.
I want to dispute something not IP. I promise.
We'll let Becky talk first, and then we'll round it up.
Okay.
Fortunately, Bobby, I was just going to say, I think most of the points I was planning to make have really already been touched on. So I don't have like a whole lot of detail at this point to poke holes in, other than like, I agree that the newer attractions are really what it is. Like, people see things with everything is so media forward. Everybody's on a screen all the time, even kids in school, whatever. Everything is themed, even in school, to things that the kids will recognize, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like, even though, you ask them what they want to do, they want to go see the things that they're used to seeing. It's more rare to branch out and go do these other trips or to other places. And globally speaking as well, like, things become popular at different phases. So, you may have a bigger draw over here that may not be as big of a deal in America yet or anymore, but it's still going to drive it up in a similar way somewhere else. I mean, that can be seen even just with films, like some movies that everybody in America thinks terrible, but they do amazing at the box office, doesn't mean it's here. And then, then we should probably put this in the parks. Fucking Avatar, come on.
What was the big thing that opened in Tokyo? Yeah. What was the big thing that they opened in Tokyo?
Nintendo.
That was
They have
Universal at
they have
Disney.
a
Oh.
Tangled,
Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tangled, that's right. Yeah.
Tangled,
Yeah.
and they have
'Cause they're up as
Frozen
well.
Fantasy
yeah.
Island or Fantasy something
Springs.
Springs.
Yeah, man.
He's
Fantasy
called
Springs.
Fantasy Springs.
Yeah.
And then there's
Bobby.
the new Frozen
Mhm.
Lands. So
We'll leave the
Oh,
IP
yeah.
discussion for your show.
I
which is
promise you,
amazing.
I'm not going to jump on it. The
Yeah.
one thing that I'll
Okay.
say about all of this is that every single one of the parks that have seen significant gains outside of potentially Epcot, but that's on the lowest end of this echelon, are all Asian parks. It's Tokyo Disney Sea, Chimelong Ocean
Yeah.
Kingdom,
All
Shanghai
the buildings they're doing.
Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland, Universal Studios Japan. Those are the places that are driving up attendance. You can't just look at those numbers and say, "Oh, well, attendance is up worldwide on theme parks in total." You have the Asian market essentially closed for a longer
Yeah.
period of time because of their COVID
Yeah.
situation. So
And they took that time to build things.
They built
Right.
a lot
They-
of stuff.
Tron.
Yeah.
dumped
Yeah.
all of their
Like,
money.
what were you doing?
unlike the ones here who sat on their ass for 2.5 years and all we got was a fucking vagina
Sure, but they don't
garden.
have the subsidized money from the other nations who are like, yeah,
That's
just
true.
use
Yeah,
our money. Like,
true.
you do what you do, but here we'll give you all the money to do it. Please make it cool.
The extra money does help. Yeah.
So that makes a
Sure.
bit of a difference.
I think we can all agree that 2024 Magic Kingdom will be up based on the crowds of people coming to see the Country Bears retheme.
Oh,
I mean,
motherfucker.
I know the lines.
You're never getting invited back. Chris, you made it two almost
Two
two
episodes.
full episodes. Almost 2 full episodes.
He's put the fire on everybody so far. I mean, I don't see why you get to decide.
Because I'm the one editing. I can just include him.
Okay.
We're just talking to ghosts. I like it.
Oh man. If you guys want to see more of Chris, well, you're in luck. We're going to do one more episode with the man, even though I said he's kicked off. He's not. He'll be back next episode. And if you want to see that episode, turn on the notifications, because if you're crazy, that's what you do. While you're down there doing that, hit the like, because it really helps out the channel when you do so. Hit subscribe because it's free, and we'd really appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the next episode of Notcast. For everybody here, have a great day.